Hello, boys and girls.
Hello, all.
The bounce is what? What is the bounce today?
Bounce is in a great mood because it's half of the bounce's birthday week.
It is. The bounce is also very tired, but that's true. So what are we doing for your birthday?
We're not doing anything.
Do you know that yesterday, it was yesterday that in our group chat, we accosted this young lady about her birthday. What if I tell us that, we don't have a plan?
No,
and let me just say that the rest of us just said, no problem, people will get there. When we do the plan, if you like, come. If you like, don't come.
You know what, Yoruba, so you can just put my picture there.
I won't even mind. You just come downstairs in the morning and see that people are having a party in your house.
Yeah, but actually we haven't recorded in a while.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to talk about.
Do we?
Yes.
I feel like we don't.
Last week we had a wedding.
Okay, that's true. Oh, shoot. We had a wedding.
We had a big
very
wedding.
Serious. Very serious.
Serious and
Wait,
big
what
wedding.
have we been doing? When was the last time we recorded? We recorded Friday.
Was it Friday?
It was Friday.
Or the Monday? Okay, it was Friday, yes.
Monday and Friday. Okay, so what did we do after that? Friday night, I didn't do much. Moin came to my house, of which she's still suing us, mind you, about the not having her on. So I wish her all the best of luck with that. And then Saturday we had the wedding.
Yeah.
And for once I was on the groom side. You guys, this is my dream. My dream in life is to be the groom side of. It's a very different experience of a wedding. Let me not lie. And I had a blast.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yes, I was on the groom side and I was not concerned about anything. Nothing concerned me with who's changing, where their clothes. Is she feeling hot? Has she eaten? Is she having fun? The groom was just doing thumbs up. No, I loved it. Let me tell you, to be a groom man, nothing concerned them apart from wearing sunglasses and pouring whiskey. They don't even have any priorities. It was one. I was looking at the bridesmaids. Some of them were looking busy, hustle. Look how the people sitting on the groom's table, laughing, playing, no awareness. I look back, I said, where's the couple? They said they want to change. I said, no, there was no, as in hullabaloo. They didn't announce to all of us that she's going to change, she's going to change. Then everybody's hustling for her, they will help.
No, but then she was actually, because I was on the bride side, and Kara is super chill as a bride anyway. So it was kind of like, she would just come and say, I'm going to change. And she would just like toddle off. So it wasn't, but it was a lot of fun. It was such a beautiful wedding.
It was really, really
beautiful.
It was. I really enjoyed it.
But then I forgot. So recently, a lot of my friends that have been getting married have been starting their events like later in the day. So I forgot how long a Nigerian wedding day is.
Especially if you're on the bride side, what time did you guys do makeup?
So we had to get to her by 11 in the morning. Technically, so
her day would have started like 8.
Technically, so did you. But
technically, you guys, it's a funny thing. Technically, I also, in spirit, got there at 11.
Sure.
In a theoretical fashion. What had happened was I was inside my tailor's shop and I met a lovely girl who, in the midst of my frustration, I kept taking a picture of me, which was hilarious because as I was waiting for my clothes, there were 2 other people waiting for clothes for the same wedding. Mind you, we're all sitting down inside there. She now came and then she was looking at clothes. And what now made me realize that I'm not leaving this place anytime soon was she showed me the picture of what she was waiting for. When you see what they brought out, all of us collectively, I was just there laughing at ourselves because we were like,
oh, surely.
Oh, okay. Because what's about to happen means that, because I thought I was waiting for an adjustment to be done. So I thought they would quickly, but by the time I saw what they adjusted on her own, and just a shirt, so just normal top. And there's all these Gen Z wears, that's what trying to suit them.
Oh, no.
I want to tell her that, my good sis, as you walked into this place, you saw a different style of boo-boo. You wore ashwebi, then you brought net, lace, for her to copy something from Pinterest.
Oh, no.
I said, what a bold claim.
Pinterest.
I said, sis, my good sis. Anyway, I was there, and it took ages.
Yeah.
And so I was meant to dancing with the groom onto Dobale. Obviously, I was not going to Dobale, but like onto, being there for that. And then I missed it. I watched it virtual. Shout out to Mola for the content anyway. And then I ended up coming to the reception. But I thought it would start later than it did.
No, it started.
And it started on time.
Yeah, it started right on time.
Yeah, it started on time.
And I forgot. So like there are 2 things. I was on my period, which you can't catch me outside normally. Like I really try to keep being
I
in good
I don't know why
mood
that's so irritating, because every month, well, my period doesn't come every month. Shout out to PCOS. Every 2 or 3 months, in my case, that it comes, I'm just like, everything about the outside world is irritating.
So irritating. And then my outfit, it wasn't lined properly. So, and the fabric that they used was it had lots of sequins and stuff like that. So it needed to be lined properly. So it ended up being really, really itchy. So I was quite irritable. But the wedding was close enough to my house. So I actually went home for a 2-hour
Yes,
break.
you did. And let me tell you, you introduced to me look, dipping out in a wedding is a fantastic thing. Because after you left, I now left and I was like, do you know how phenomenal this thing is? We just quickly dipped out.
I went home.
And you left at the perfect time because you left when they went to change.
Yes.
So, nothing was...
No. I went just after they came back from changing. So I caught them in their second outfit. But there's a 2-3 hour window where the live band is playing and then the bride and groom, if you are Yoruba, they are dancing, and then the MC is just... the parents give the MC...
They're just calling people names.
And it's like, okay, the bride's mother's friends from secondary school, and then they'll come and spray the couple and dance with them, and her mom will be there. Then the groom's mother's friends from secondary school will come. Then these church members will come. Then the dad's friends from this. Then the dad's cousins. Then this family. Then his mother's side of the family. Then his mother's father's side of the family. Like, it was just a thing. Then his colleagues from this, and then her friend... So during that time, I was like, I actually need to just go home and take a break. I feel really icky. I don't like public bathrooms as well. So when you're on your period, it's times 20.
Yeah.
So I need to go home. I need to be in my own space. This dress is really itchy. I touched up my makeup, took off my gele, just had a great time. And then I came back refreshed, and it was time for the after party.
I honestly think it's one of the best moves. So Ibi, who was on the podcast, had girls' night.
Okay.
And so me and Faye were at the wedding, and Leo was on the way to the wedding as well. And we were like, how are we going to do this? Because obviously we're staying at the wedding, but then you don't want to miss girls' night because once in a blue moon. So we said, you know what? As Leona was coming, she wanted to enter, greet the couple. We said, Leona, forget that. We're going to enter your car. As you arrive here, we're going to quickly dip out. And so so they went to change for the after party, and then we quickly dipped out to the girls' night, and then we, I removed my gele, all these ones, and then we came back. But it was lovely because we went, had a drink, nice chat, and we came back right on time. As we came back, it was not 10 minutes. They came in, after party, I kicked off. I said, this is a revelation. I said, you know what? I must move to this at all times. Yeah. It's so, especially because I don't know what it is about trad outfits. I think there's only one trad outfit I've had that is comfortable. And I don't know why, because I always aim for that. It never happens.
Yeah, I think they don't believe you. So for instance, I told my tailor, I was like, when people say, oh, I really want to be snatched, I actually don't. I want to be comfy. Also because it was going to be a really long day for me. And I knew. But yeah, we made it work.
No, I was so snatched that I was struggling to enter the car because... Yeah, I came in my car. I came in a low car, and then I was living in a Jeep, and I just thought, to climb this Kenina, and then my fan fell down on the ground. Gina had to call somebody's mopo to pick it up from the ground. That's how it was. But I don't know what it is about that. And so when I got there, I just loosened it, the back of my dress, and I was like, when I'm going, we'll deal with tying this thing back. But I could breathe, and I was like, what a concept.
Concept, man.
Breathing in trad, what a concept.
And then our friends came for the after party, and that was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the after party, of which I was on job. You guys,
Kemi actually took you very seriously.
Let me tell you, there's some roles that are meant for you in life. And what I realized is that part of my calling. So, one of the groomsmen came and said, people need to be drinking. Yes. I said, you know what?
You're right.
This is an honor.
So he had a thing. So because you missed it, because you weren't so you went for Larry's grooms.
Yeah.
Do. So Kemi is bachelorette. Legit. The groomsman in question was like, okay, guys, here's the plan. Because technically he's a bridesman or whatever. He was like, so the plan for this wedding is flow, flow, flow. It was so funny. He was like, the drinks have to flow. The mood has to flow. The music must flow. everything, flow. And he made us repeat after him. It was a whole thing. So he actually, like, genuinely, I'd never seen this before. He came to the wedding with his own drink. Like, but I don't mean his own drinks. Like, he came with maybe like 5 bottles.
Yeah.
He came with cartons of drinks. And he was like, everybody should have, every bride, he's like, so the plan is like, you should have 1 brown, 1 white. So you either have champagne and whiskey, champagne and tequila. I couldn't believe it. And he was like, you must go around, finish it, and come back to meet him.
Yeah.
When you feel like he wanted to give every bridesmaid and every groomsman. It was a very chaotic. I didn't partake because I was still irritated. But
so he was not doing his own. And then, so what actually happened was he was doing his own, and then there was a cooler at the back where the food was. And that was what the groomsmen were meant to. So the groomsmen came to me that these ones are tensioning us. That see, as in the bride side, active. And they've not even touched the, like, quote-unquote official drink stash.
It was ridiculous.
I said, listen, it's because you guys don't know what you're doing. Leave it to me. So I said, let's walk back. I saw the waiter. I said, what are you guys doing here? This is not how they have a party. I said, see, it's a very simple concept. Before anybody's drink finishes, you pour another one. Do you know what I mean? I said, don't ask anybody any questions. Once you see that their drink is going down, champagne, just pour it. Don't worry, just pour it. They said, oh no. I said, no, you follow me. So I had champagne in one hand, I had whiskey, and I just went around. People are just, oh my God, hi, how are you? Have you been kidding? Bring your glass. I just like, oh yeah, no, I'm drinking. No, you just carry. I said, no, I'm not finishing. You finish it, don't worry. And you move like that. And that's how, honestly, the drinks were moving. It was also, a great time.
Something that was really cool is the bride is a really, really amazing caterer. And all the food at her after party was by her company.
No, it was crazy.
It was fantastic. There was Jamaican food. There was pasta.
It was crazy.
I actually was. But then you know what I remember? That she does a festival every year.
Yeah. I said, let me tell you something about
so do you know what? Fair enough.
Wedding. I bloody love it.
It was fantastic. We had a great
I kept telling people that you don't get the food at this wedding. It's phenomenal. Like, it's so good. And it kept coming out. Yeah. I was very happy.
So what's the end? What was supposed to be the end? I went to the back where the food was because I needed to eat something. And I was like, what do you mean this is what is left? Like, there was so much, it was crazy. But we had a fantastic
We had a great time. It was good. And they had fun. And I really like when, like, there's a good vibe. Everybody's actually having a good time. And it was one of those nights.
Yeah, the bride and groom had a really good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This season of I Said What I Said is brought to you by AfriChange. AfriChange is a fantastic platform you can use to send and receive money from Canada, Nigeria, and to tons of countries, over 50 countries if I believe. Yes. But they have something special for our people in the UK.
Very, very special. So at the end of the month, AfriChange is launching their UK corridor, which means that you can send money from the UK to about 50 countries, and you can also receive money in the UK from these countries.
Yay.
And if you go to africhange.co.uk and you sign up to their waitlist, you can get a few perks. You'll be one of the first people to have access to the UK corridor, and you also get invited to the parties that they're having to launch them in different cities across the UK. We love a good bash.
Do you know what else we love? We love a discount over here. So if you use the discount code ISWIS, you get a discount when you send your money. I mean, who doesn't want...
just brilliant.
Who doesn't want...
You get a discount on your
such things.
Transfer.
This is why we love AfriChange, because AfriChange loves us.
That's what we do.
All right, guys. Enjoy the episode. Okay, so we've now been joined by a fabulous guest.
We have The Bounce is on TV.
Yes, we are. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Pleasure to be here. My first podcast.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Happy to be a first podcast.
I'm Dr Busola Tejumola. I oversee the content for Multichoice West Africa.
Because you're a big babe.
Basically, more or less. Just what you were saying is in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, I'm a big babe.
Like, you see me, but you don't know me.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. So before we get into our discussion, you're going to help us with some dilemmas.
Yes, just a quick one.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. Okay. This person's... Well, she actually put her name, so I'm going to just not say it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she realized she was meant to put, like, a nickname. Anyway, in all caps, we have a serious issue on our hands. Very serious. And then she says, I have a friend that gatekeeps. One day we were looking for summer jobs on her phone, and we saw a job on Indeed for a high-end fashion store. And I said, oh, please send this to me. And she said, no, go and check on your phone. I thought it was a joke, but really and truly, she didn't send it to me. And honestly, I'm a bit scared of her now. What do I do? My other friends have told me to cut her off, but I like her. I can't lie.
That's weird behavior.
It's giving witchcraft.
Well, I mean, first of all, yes, you should be scared. But I think with people like that, friend, you two share now.
I think you get,
Like,
like,
it's not
what's
that
the big
serious.
deal? Also, it's not even as if there's
And the
money
more
on
the
the...
merrier.
Yeah.
And, you know, she might not even get the opportunity.
No, but none of them, I guess, is...
Yes, it's just a weird thing. I
Also, it's
guess.
funny because it's not like it's her opportunity. It's online.
Yeah. She just said, oh, send me this.
Like, anyone
link.
can
Anyone
literally
can
apply.
But I think she's thinking one less
Yeah.
competitor. Also, you can take pride in the fact that she knows she can't compete with
But
you.
why would I do one less competitor with my friend?
No, because she knows she can't
Whereas
compete with
my
you.
approach would be, okay, should we forget the job, we'll shed money?
Fair
Well,
enough.
maybe she did feel she would have an advantage.
Yeah.
All I have to say, if people tell you, show you who they are the first
You
time.
believe them.
Believe,
oh.
honestly, I'm with the rest of your friends. So I can't lie. It's, do you know, when people are like wicked for no reason over small things, I'm always very concerned because I'm like, do you know what doesn't matter? This job link.
Yeah. It's just
It's
weird.
literally, neither of you have applied. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
There's always two sides, right? So we've heard this person's point of view. We don't know what the real story, the true story is.
Yeah.
So based on what this person has said, I mean, yeah, you should be giving your friend side eye.
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
so.
big side
I
eye.
think
Don't return the
so.
favor. Because if you also get something, then share with your friend. But
I won't share with
to
her.
that friend, I mean, do better. We keep saying
but
women
yeah,
lifting
that's
women.
it. For me,
no,
like,
do better.
there's some things that are just like blinking red flags. And this is just, it's just like,
It's weird.
why? What is going on? Why won't you share it? Should be if one of us gets it and one of us are getting it. Congratulations to us.
So they're not friends.
No, they're definitely not.
She's saying, my friend, they're not friends.
Yeah, fair enough. Up next, we have someone that calls themselves FK's vendor, who says, I have a best friend. We used to talk a lot before. Her dreams, her plans, her thoughts, even her gossip. Now, all she wants to do is talk about men. And guess what? She doesn't even have a man. It's me that has a man. And I rarely speak about him. How do I tell her she's delusional when it comes to men? And I miss her own thoughts, not all this talking about the male species. Mind you, we were enemies to best friends type of thing. Oh. Okay, and you want to tell your former enemy that you're delusional.
Enemies on tour. Kilo, what is going on?
No, like they didn't like each other
yeah.
before. Then they became friends.
Sorry,
and started talking.
What's killing me is that she doesn't even have a man.
But that is what her pain point is. That was keeping her up at
that's actually
night.
exactly what I'm saying.
So that's why she's talking about it a lot.
Talking about the men.
Exactly.
People are wicked. Imagine you thinking you're pouring your heart out to your friend and the friend is just looking at you. Yeah.
And rolling her eyes.
Delusional
a
mumu.
podcast about you. How do I tell this babe she's a big fool?
Okay. Whoever you are, I'm sure you know. From this story,
You've guessed, I mean,
You've
that
guessed.
girl.
You know
is what
when
your
you
friend
tell
thinks.
someone like things and like their facial expression is not, maybe the first couple of times you shared, she's like, oh, I sympathize with you. Now she's just like, kilo day now.
They can be used to sympathize with you.
I sympathize with you about the men.
Or lack thereof.
So sorry about the
but
men. What
she
should we
also
do?
every single conversation.
But there's some people like that.
Do you know there are people like that?
They don't deviate from
There are
that
people
one
like that,
topic.
as in, I don't even know them personally, and they're always talking about men. Like my limited interaction with them on Instagram, where I see if they don't find a way to talk about men.
Yeah.
And you know people who don't talk about men like as in talking about them as a they say species, they talk about men like as a group, like as a dynamic. And I'm just like, honestly, you have to get over it.
I think, no, but genuinely, I think when your friend is insecure about something, unhappy about something, do you think she probably doesn't realize she talks about men
She
as much
doesn't.
as
She's
she
probably
does.
just doing it all the time.
But it's something that she wants and she feels a certain way about. Now, what's odd is you feeling like what she wants is unattainable for her and like she's delusional. So
it
that's
might be,
somehow...
no, I don't know if that's the thing. I think it might be the thing she's saying.
Fake, let me explain
about
to you.
men
Do you know
that are
something?
delusional.
You know,
Her friend is delusional.
but she thinks her friend. So for
She thinks
instance,
her
like she
friend
said,
is
her
delusional.
expectations, like she thinks she's delusional about
Okay,
men.
fair enough.
So for instance, it's like you saying, oh, like you only want to date someone that is like this, and your friend is just thinking,
Okay,
not that this man doesn't exist, but
Not for you.
For who? For you?
Unfortunately, she doesn't have the kind of friends I have because they'll just say, okay, now, no problem. They
We'll
go.
see.
When you get there.
No, legit, we have a group. We have, even if in our group of friends, there's one person in particular.
That's always just like,
everybody will let it
if
go.
I say this thing, he'll just be like, I pity you. It's like, I pity you.
One thing I can't let go of is they were enemies and then became friends.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a bit
so she has to tread carefully because she
yes, I'm seeing a bit of it.
Thank you. I'm seeing a bit of that. This is why I did not like you before.
No, also she said, and I'm the one that has the man.
Only nonsense. People are so foolish. People are so, they're bad mind. That's why I'm sure she didn't share this with any of her other friends because this is where her bad characters come out. But to be honest, Sha, it is exhausting to be with babes that are always talking about men. In the sense that like, everything you do, everywhere you are, is always about guys. Sometimes it can be like I've had friends who have had those phases, and I'm just like, can we just as in
then tell your friend? Has she told this person?
I'm just like,
maybe she hasn't even told this person.
But I feel like let's cut out the delusional part. Let's just remove that part.
Let's remove that one.
But you should say that we started talking about men
a lot. So that was really going on.
How far?
And that's the way to approach it.
Yeah,
that
it feels like every time we get together and we're gisting, like you don't really tell me about. Because she said she misses hearing about like
just
her own thoughts, her own life, her own plans. But now it feels like we always round like. Somehow we end up talking about man, and I don't know, girl.
Yeah,
and I feel sorry for her friend because that obviously is a pain point for her.
Like something, you said,
I mean, if someone talks about the same thing every single time, then it's a problem. It's something that is a burden for them.
It's top of mind,
right? And if she's expecting that she's unburdening on her friend, or she's telling her friend, expressing herself, or sharing her feelings with her friends. I guess her friend should tell her that it's becoming obsessive.
Also, it's easy for you to talk now.
Yeah, you have a man, stupid girl. That's the part that is irritating me. If you have a man,
you know what makes me laugh? This reminds me of like, I'll never forget this thing happened to. I'll never forget when in primary school. And you know how turning 10 was such a big deal because now you have two numbers, like you're not a double digit person. I'll never forget my stupid friends when we were in primary school. She said, I'm 10 now, so just like, what the hell are you talking about? All of us are going to turn. I remember I was so, like when you're a child, everything is so helpful. I was like, all of us are going to turn 10. All of us are going to I was so offended because I think it was like a child. I think he wanted to play a game, something that was now childish. She was like, I'm 10 years old now.
This conversation can either go really well where like she opens up to her, she says, it can become really foolish that, is it this man that you're saying you have a man? Instead of it to join me to be talking about men with this your useless boyfriend and you're telling me, so listen, honestly,
and God forbid,
especially because of your
God forbid she has just on this.
Thank you. Especially because of your pastor's enemies.
Yes.
If I were you, she would have noted one or two things down.
Yeah.
So I would tread it very carefully. But if it's me, I'll actually I don't actually have an issue talking about men, but like because everyone talks about like whatever is going on in their life. But if it's usually is that we're having a whole conversation and men will come up. Not that the whole conversation. So I think you should be delicate about it. But please let me know how it goes. I think it's going to be funny. Because if a relationship is dumb, I really pity you. Especially if you go in with, I have a man. You don't be like...
Somebody should leave that part out.
Yes. As somebody who has a man, I just want to advise you. Okay.
Because if a relationship is dumb, my next question is, okay, is it this man that, no problem.
Yeah, okay, so Dr. Busola, something exciting is happening very soon.
Yes.
Tell us.
You don't know.
We don't know.
We've not heard.
We don't know. I mean, we've heard, Chaba, but we're about to tell the people.
The biggest night in TV, film and TV is just around the corner on the 11th of May.
Yeah.
It's the African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards, the AMVCAs, as many know it. We've called for entries. We are currently in the voting stage.
Okay.
So we have a few categories that are still being voted for by the public.
Yeah.
That will close on the 28th of April. But then the other categories that are non-voting are currently being charged by the panel. So it's quite a diverse panel of experienced filmmakers across the continent. That have painstakingly looked through every single title, every single nomination. And I'm quite excited to see who the winners of the night will be.
Same.
So this is this is the 10th year of the AMVCAs.
This is the 10th edition.
10th edition of the AMVCAs. And I do think something that's very interesting to me is because, as you guys know, I'm a thespian.
I knew this was going to come. Do you know, I was just waiting.
Just for those who don't know.
For her to start saying these are industry one thing.
I am a thespian.
For those who don't know.
For those who don't know.
Drum rolls for our executive producer.
Thank you! Thank
of
you.
the drama series.
Thank you.
Titled Grandpando's Best.
God bless everybody involved.
It was an amazing series, by the way. Well done. It was, the casts, the casting, the story. It was actually
now
really
you can
nice.
form.
A prophet.
You can do like all these guest pastors that just when they're announcing them, they don't.
The problem is I'm so excited, but I can't even code. I can never code. You heard it from the head of content. It's not me that said it.
You know, I saw something your dad did. I thought that was the cutest.
This is about me. Please forget about that guy. It's about me right now. I'm talking about the EP right now. Forget about that guy. Forget about him. No, but honestly, I do think that it's really exciting where Nollywood has gone. Because we talk a lot about like Afrobeat and music because their strides have like been so almost
big,
like astronomical, very big.
Things.
But for Nollywood, like it's taking time to get here. And it's a very different ball game. Like it's very collaborative. Yeah. There are a lot of different elements. Like, again, I was also an artist.
Because you're in the background, you know what's going on behind the scenes.
I used to be an artist. So, I've recorded 1 or 2 songs before. That one, I just had in my room
I just want to let you know that what she's saying, she was an artist. That year, Jola did like 4 tracks on SoundCloud. She joined them in all this challenge. There's 1 year that Osha did 1 challenge. She did it. So that's what.
No, but honestly, like making music is a very different endeavor than creating TV or making a film or a series. It's very, very different. And what's happened, creating on the continent, is again a very, very different ball game. So any room to like celebrate is what people are able to do is really, really important.
Also, I mean, again, I consider myself like an armchair critic of movies. There's nothing I actually love more than being in my house and seeing the lighting of this film. Rubbish. Nonsense. I mean, look at terrible acting. Oh, she said the writing is so good. You know when people start saying rubbish like that? We all watched the series. We all enjoyed it too. It reached your turn.
Sound like
the writing is just top notch. You can tell I was really celebrating. Excuse me, please.
You sound like my dad. My dad thinks he's like a
bro.
My dad started his career, his career as a judge of television very late, and then he'll be watching something. He'll say to me, I find it so interesting given the time period. I'm like, Pastor Kola, please, Daddy. Please.
There's actually...
And he said, I used to act in secondary school. I said, okay, that year. That's what you're bringing. That's the idea you're bringing. But I do think that it's really cool that the audience has the option to participate if they want. Like, if something, I guess, made you feel strongly, if you're a big Nollywood consumer, if you're a big consumer of African film, of African TV,
you want to like root for your people as well. Yeah. And I like that people are kind of campaigning for their own, like not the nominees or whatever, like other people like, no, this
so it's
film,
more organic.
Yeah, this film must win, this actor or actress must win, this thing was really good. And like you're seeing the arguments, which is always great banter. But
it's great to just see, to recognize that our audience are very discerning.
Yeah.
And it speaks to what you've said about them saying, the time period and talking about lighting and sound. You'd find a lot of viewers who would go and read up and watch YouTube videos just so that they can critique. It's good. It makes the industry better.
Yeah.
It makes it increases and encourages engagement of whatever title that is put on air or whatever movie. Imagine if we put something on air and everyone watched it and they're like, and they move on. Yeah. No conversations. The conversations that make you either like something or
not like it.
And all publicity is publicity.
It is, because even when there's a bad
publicity, then people want to go and watch it and form their own opinion. And that's why you'd find a movie is released in the cinema or somewhere else and everyone's like, don't watch it. Don't watch it. It was a waste of my 2 hours. But then that drives
You
you
want
to
to
actually go and
watch
watch it. And you're like, it wasn't actually that bad. Then you get into people who say, actually, well, the first plot wasn't really bad.
Yeah.
But I like, and this person really tried.
Yeah.
That's my own hobby.
That's my own.
That is
that
my
the whole
hobby.
film was rubbish, but you know what? This person, they
you know,
carried everything.
And then I start doing rubbish. I start saying that, watch out for.
Yeah.
It's tough.
She's coming up.
She's coming up.
She's coming up.
Just watch out. I think stuff like that is nice, but also the feedback matters. So sometimes when you are creating, that's the thing, it's painful. Though. As somebody who, it's very painful. You put your effort, but sometimes the audience is just, it's not about them. They don't have to reward your effort. Yeah. They have to reward your results. Because if it's like, you don't always get a participation trophy. Yeah. Like the truth is that people, you put stuff out and it was like blood and sweat and money and tears, but people also invested their time. Yeah. And in a lot of cases, their money, whether it's a subscription or they went to the cinema, they invested something as well. So that feedback loop is actually really helpful. So sometimes the things that, I remember when we first started, any small thing, I said, no. Let's cut the take. We'll fix it in post. Okay, no problem. And surely that thing you are trying to avoid, you are trying to be lazy, you are trying to cut, the audience will let you know. I remember something that we made and somebody said, this one's think we're baboons, Abby. We can't see. Yeah. We can't see. No, all that kind of stuff is really important. Or stuff you just don't pay attention to. Yeah. And then the audience starts talking about it. They're like, oh, the scoring. You guys, how far now? Yeah. Like the sound, make a bit more effort. And the difference
is always really clear. Especially when you watch something that is really good. Mm-hmm.
Certain elements stand out.
Thank you. Like there's a lot of debate or whatever, but when you watch something that's fantastic, nobody needs to argue with you. You know why. You're like, and it's always crazy things. And the things that you think you don't notice. So I remember someone was talking about like costume. Like someone was talking about the awards and the categories. And someone was like, there's so many random categories like costume. And I was like, Have you watched a film where you don't know what they're wearing? Yeah. I was like, have you ever watched a film where you're like, what are they wearing?
Or the time frame doesn't make sense.
Or like you watch another film, you're just like, their outfits are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And you want to know like who did this. So I'm like, see, it makes a huge difference. I promise you, when you watch something and you're like, all these people are styled so well.
And that is why certain categories will never be judged by the public.
Okay.
Because they're more technical categories.
Right.
You'd find that there are certain movies that you don't notice the costume because it was really good.
Yeah.
So costuming isn't a problem. Now, this person that you said, or maybe many viewers see costume as, oh my goodness, the outfits were fire. But that's for an urban story. Costuming is really how the costume design of the story fits into the story that's being told. Why is a character that is supposed to be portraying, I don't know, give me an example.
So I'll give you
a maid or a policeman.
Wearing.
Like, why are they wearing, why should dress that way? Yeah. It's not even relatable. It's not believable. Mm-hmm. It's not realistic. Yeah. So you watch it and immediately you see bad costuming. You're like, why?
So I remember one scene in particular from one series, and just since we're talking about things people are voting for, let me not say the name, but it was a scene where this person is like, high-flying businessman type. And it was a scene where something had happened and he was really like down and out. And all of a sudden he was not wearing suits anymore. He was wearing like clothes that almost look like children's clothes. They're just, when you wear like your favorite house clothes. And it was so clear that like these clothes were from that year before he made it. And it was just like, and everyone was talking about that scene because of the clothes. Yeah. And they were like, it really brought everything in. So honestly, again, she as an expert.
Oh, please.
I noticed the technicalities. I noticed the technicalities of these things that the layman cannot pick up. So, But I wanted to ask, what categories have you guys decided are going to be judged? And what categories have you left to the public? And also why?
The full list is on our website at AMVCA, AfricanMagic.tv. But I think one key change I should call out is the performance categories.
Yeah. Okay.
So the best actor in lead and supporting, up until the 9th edition were public voted.
Yeah, voting.
Public voted categories.
Okay.
But we have moved those now to the judges because, we've evolved and we, had like a good debate on whether to leave it as judging or not. And we decided that it was time for us to move those categories.
What was the final decision maker?
Say that again.
What was the final thing that made you decide that actually let's leave it for the judges?
So it was more benchmarking, looking at how other award bodies operate. I know that ours is a Viewers' Choice Awards because again, I mentioned that we know our viewers are discerning, and they also should have a say in some of the content that they interact with. But we felt that it was time for us to move the performance categories to technical, to non-voting, because we wanted the judges to take a more critical look technically at the crafts. Right. So it's been more a popularity.
So that's
because if you loved an actor, then you'd root for that actor.
Yeah. And also if you're going against a popular person.
Whether you liked them in that movie or not. Because you liked that person, then you'd go for the person. Right. And we just looked at how even the times are evolving with TikTok, with Instagram, with social media. There's a lot more that that the younger generation would be able to do. Right, as opposed to 5 years, 6, 7 years ago, when we still used to vote with SMS.
Yeah.
We don't even vote with SMS anymore. It's all online, right? So we feel that it kind of has secluded a demographic who might not vote anymore, or who might not canvass for vote anymore, and doesn't make their craft less excellent, right?
Special.
Or special or great for the movie. So we decided to then move it to the judges, so that the judges can take a more holistic view of the categories that they're judging. So they're judging your cinematography, your best picture, your best cinematography, best picture, best costume, best sound design, and best editing. We thought that any judge viewing those categories should then see how the actor carries the performance for the movie.
I guess the next question is how is the judging panel made up? Because if it's me, I'm not like, okay, no problem. You people say we should not vote. So who is voting now?
Because of the environment that we operate in, we like to keep the judges anonymous.
It's
better.
It's better. Because when one votes, I know it was you.
We like to keep the judges anonymous. However, I'll speak a bit about the judging process.
Okay.
Because I know there are usually a lot of questions around how. We usually will start with our head judge. This year, our head judge is Femi Odubemi. He's a thespian. He's been in the industry for over 2 decades. He's well respected. With us and the head judge, we then select the jury.
Yeah.
And the jury will span your actors, your producers, directors, cinematographers, different people that have different skill sets and are experts in their fields. So it's from Uganda, from South Africa.
Oh, wow.
We just make sure that we have a diverse room of judges. Now, the first judging phase, that's right after the nominations. The first judging phase is the judges that would give us the nominations.
Right.
So they're the ones who would view all the entries.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then whittle them down to the titles of the movies that should be nominated.
Yeah.
That's then what is released to the public. We don't use the same set of judges for the second phase.
Wow.
Because we want to reduce bias.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you as you've watched, there are things you already like.
Yes.
Yeah. You already think this is the best.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you've had time after the first judging phase to go out, hear what people are saying, see the feedback, see the voting, all the noise. That can form some bias if you come back as
the same judge.
That's the same judge in second.
You might pick it because you wanted to win.
Exactly. So we have a totally different set of judges for the second phase, all with Deloitte. So, people ask, so what, did they just check the results at the end? No, they are there
from the beginning.
From the get-go. They have access to our back-end data. They are in the room. So all our judging phases for the judges are physical.
Right.
We don't do online.
They're discussing
so
somewhere.
Everyone is in the room. They're watching. It's really what happens internationally. You sit, you watch, you judge, you score, you hand your scoring to the auditors.
So it's just a voting thing. There's no discussion.
There is no discussion.
Interesting.
Until after the judging phase. Because again, you don't want a judge to influence another judge. So we follow that process until all the categories are viewed. If there ever is a tie, and we've had a tie before for one of the big categories, we get all the judges back in the room, and then they break the tie.
They battle it out between the tie. Oh, interesting.
Very interesting.
So I wanted to mention something. So in the creative industry here, or just generally, I find that reward systems are very interesting in how what you reward, you create more of. Yeah. And the AMVCAs I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite things is waiting for the fashions.
Same.
Like,
I have to be
I
honest.
can't lie to you. That's like probably my
That's
favorite
actually
thing.
like
I want to see what people are wearing.
That's when I know that I'm really into critiquing, because there's nothing I love more than seeing the red carpet pictures come out and just be like, oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
I don't really like that.
But more importantly, I do appreciate the fact that there's someone that has taken on the fact that actually, apart from the fact that we're encouraging people and we're buying their content and we are sort of like greenlighting content to be made, we're also going to reward.
Yeah.
Because what that means is
and reward. Because not everyone gets rewarded.
Yes, not everybody gets rewarded.
But they get recognized.
But they do get recognized. And I think that it's very important to mention that because it's something I'm noticing with other parts of the industry. So with fashion, of the creative industry, I mean. So with fashion, with music, a lot of your validation comes from the outside.
Yeah.
And it's good to compete on an international basis. And it's good to, to have like your mind on the fact that there's like a bigger picture and the world is going to receive your work. But it's also important to just have someone at home be like, so these are our people and this is what they've done and this is what we want to reward. Because then it helps, because sometimes it's like, what are we striving for? Creators want to create, that is true, and that is good. But the element of competition, of recognition and reward from whom is probably even more important than we give it credit for. So, like I said, some of us get carried away. We like the clothes.
Yeah.
We like hearing the speeches. We want to see the people that will carry 50 people on stage with them. There's all that stuff. But it's also just important, to have internal validation.
Yeah.
Because then it also reduces... that there was a time when people used to say stuff like, I'm a filmmaker, I'm not Nollywood. Like, almost like there was shame attached to that.
Yeah. You almost didn't want to be... Or like... What you almost no, it's a form of looking down of in the same way that a lot of like people you would look down on things that were made in Nigeria. Whereas now, even look at fashion, that is changing. Yeah. Where now there's so many Nigerian brands I would rather buy from than a lot of international brands.
Absolutely.
And I think it's the same thing because there was a time where people would even set their time in the middle of the night to watch an international show. AMVCA is coming up, and after the red carpet, you're just like, anyone they want to do. But that's changing now, especially as the quality of like, now you're kind of invested because you're like, I know I watched this film now. That I kind of want to see how this plays out for this film, for this actress, for this. I mean, it's only in the last maybe 2 years or 3 years that I've actually gone through the nominee list and be like, okay, fair enough. Like, I'm just like, actually fair. These are, these were the films or the series or whatever that came out. So I wanted to ask about the show itself. I'm a big awards show person. Every year, awards season, I watch all the awards. Now, what I've noticed is that Nigerian awards are now trying to like step up because before there was a sense of we're doing the award, so we're doing the award. Whereas the quality of the award show itself, it was not a viewing thing. You always hear, oh, this million people watched the Oscars or the Golden Globes or whatever. And I always felt like the AMVCAs was important. But then maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the show itself was not being given like as much attention as maybe even the award selection, the nominee. So now, how do you see that? Like, how do you see, okay, this is the day of the show, people are going to tune in. How do you see the creation of the actual show itself?
You're late to the party. Because the award show itself has always been measured. Yeah. It's always been, the night itself is produced for TV.
Yeah.
So it's a live broadcast. It's a broadcast across the 42 countries. So we take very keen eye in terms of making sure that we're producing it for TV. So when you see, that's why the red carpet is live. And we'll always be on time.
Yeah.
Start at 4, we start at 4. 7 p.m., the event has never been 1 second late. Yeah. It starts right on time. And that's because of the mindset that we know that there's a lot
watching.
There's viewership that goes with it. The event center can only take a few thousand people, right? And compared to the millions of people who are sitting at home or online and wanting to watch what's going on, it's actually an area that we take more more care of.
Yeah.
Basically, in terms of making sure that we're producing it for TV and that the experience on TV is great.
It's great, yeah.
This year, it's our 10th anniversary. So we thought
it's going to be bigger,
change how it looks. So I am excited, as with the ideas that we have, even from the red carpet, a bit different from the red carpet and then the live show itself.
Yeah.
The timing remains the same. So it's still 4 p.m. for the red carpet, 4 to 6 p.m. live, and then would go live with the main event at 7 p.m. across all Africa Magic channels. But I'm looking forward to the Met Gala / Oscars / Grammys fashion that we'll see on the red carpet. That would see on the red carpet. 2 years ago, we extended the AMVCAs over 8 days. And it was the first one after COVID. And I thought it was important that at the time we showcased the different industries that feed into the AMVCAs and not just film.
Yeah.
Right? Because now everyone focuses on the filmmakers and producers, but we thought it was important to showcase the fashion, the food, the culture. So we had a day for different industries.
Sure.
Now it feels like those industries are like, thank you, we are coming. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the fashion and really those who are going to win on the night.
Yeah.
Exciting. I do like faking. That's
Are
true.
you ladies going to be there?
Sorry, you didn't invite us.
They didn't invite us. I've been to one AMVCA.
Who
invited you?
They invited me. You don't know that I'm important person in this
She's
society.
an important person.
Stature, timber and caliber.
I don't know.
They invited me. Very sure seemed like
my character is better than
when I saw the box, I almost thought that my list done lost.
Somebody made
I will be looking forward to seeing you.
FK. And they were like, are you listening? Good to see you, but what are you doing here?
Fair enough. I mean, I do think that it's nice. Recognition in any industry is always great. And then also because if I'm being honest, like a night out in whatever industry is always fun.
Because you see everyone.
Yeah. So I remember last year, like one of the guys I've worked with a number of times, Sound, he was so excited because it's a big night and there's the glamour of working in film, but a lot of it is drudgery.
Yeah.
Like being on set, and everybody jokes about this thing. I don't like being on set. It is drudgery. It is long hours. It's a lot of heavy lifting. All these bright lights that you say, they are sweaty and hot. Like it's not a lot of fun. Like any small thing can knock your schedule off. Like it's a lot of very long hours. So when people get excited, like don't knock like Nollywood people for getting excited about this big night because it's a big deal.
Yep.
All the months of work
they've done.
It comes out 1 hour, 30 minutes. People will say, hey, good, hey, rubbish, hey, medium, hey, average. But it's just nice to have like one big night out that is like not a small local thing. Like it's like, well, let's just give them something. Let them take that one and be okay. But that there's a lot of investment. It's shown in multiple countries. They make a big deal out of everything from the fashions to who is wearing what and, who is performing, who is doing. It's actually like nice to see because it doesn't happen often. It's not like there are 1,000,001. It doesn't happen often. And even when it does, it's not giving like a lot of thoughts. So congrats to you all.
The last thing I wanted to ask was about like, obviously it's Africa Magic. Now, based on Giants of Africa now, Nigerians, primarily, at the end of the day, okay? If your content was better than Ashebi, you would be there. But, to my fellow brothers and sisters, I've seen that it's also expanding in terms of like, I guess, Pan-Africa. But how do you look at that from a kind of judge? Is there like intention of making sure it's across, or it's just on a merit of, look, if it's good, it's good. If it's not good, it's not good. Wherever you're from, good luck to you.
Yeah. It's on merit.
It's better.
Yeah.
No, but then let me not lie. Last year, I was like, because I was like, South African. Like, what is that? Like, I'd never heard of it as well. So sometimes it's nice to see titles that you would not necessarily have come across.
Because what happens then is it makes your viewers go find those titles and watch them.
Yeah, and then it also introduces you to new actors and actresses. And you start to see it. So, for instance, you see a name and it's just like, so this director went to find, this Nigerian director actually went to look for said person and bring them in, or like, cross-pollinate with the work. So I think it's nice. And also, if you're an amebo like me, and you see that some of them obviously will fly in, and then you start to experience Nigeria through their eyes.
You see their
own excitement as well. Because Nollywood has gone very far.
Yeah.
So you now see, we enjoy our stars. But you see their own excitement at meeting some of these like stars and celebrities, directors, actors, musicians, like for the first time. And they're happy their work is being recognized. But then it also reminds you that we've gone very far and we've done really well, because you see how other people are reacting to like the work that's being done.
And we are expecting a Pan-African audience. We've gotten a lot of people write us for invitation letters or to just ask what hotels are close by, so they are planning to come.
That's a nice one.
That. Yes. I love that. I love that. It's good, exciting. Anyway, we'll be watching.
We shall.
I shall be watching, definitely.
You are going to be there.
It's good.
So, but tell your viewers, where would they be watching?
All Africa Magic channels.
Thank you very much.
Is where you are going to be watching.
100%. You are listening in class.
I was.
It's across all Africa Magic channels on the 11th of May. At red carpet starts at 4 p.m. and then the main event starts at 7 p.m.
Yay!
Yes, we'll be there. And what about people who want to watch online?
Is that an option?
We will be going live on our story, on our Instagram.
Okay.
Yes, handle at some point, but they might not be able to watch the full event online.
Oh, yay!
But I'll tune into Africa Magic. Don't worry, we'll have one or two small amebo as well. Normal.
If you're in South Africa, Mzansi Magic. If you're in East Africa, it's the Maisha Magic. So every country you are in, if you just watch the local channel in that country, it will be broadcast.
I like how she acknowledged that our audience is that broad.
Yes, because they are international.
That's what we... What do you know about that?
What do you mean? Maybe you'll see us on screen. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I need to find someone that might win so I can follow them on stage.
No, you said it.
No, we'll just follow them.
I want to follow them on
That's the thing. We don't need to say anything.
I'm going to check the nomination again. We'll just join. So close to that.
No, we don't need to
And you just be wondering, was I part of it?
We'll just join.
I did moral support.
People do it all the time. We'll just join. Yes. We'll just be clapping, stand up.
I need to check which of my friends is likely to win. The problem is I don't want to hang on to somebody who's not going to win. So that when they're going up and just shaking everybody, I'll just follow them.
You hold their hand. They grip the hand. When they're shaking people, if you hug me, I just embrace you. We'll start moving. That's how we'll go. And I'll get there. So proud of my friend. Then you can say whatever it is you want to say. But we'll be there. We'll do our best.
Don't worry. You will see us.
But thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your 10th edition. And what was that? Better You, More Life. Like there's some slangs. I don't even know what it is. The way that they. I don't even know.
I'm hearing that one for the first time.
I feel like I've heard
Me myself. I'm not even. Where did you hear it?
The kids. That's what the kids. That's what the kids are saying, man.
I don't know who you've been
Something up you, with. Better you, more life. I can't even like.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. See how normal people behave. See how normal. Thank you.
I said you say what?
Dr Busola said thank you, so that's all that matters. All right, guys. As usual, you know what to do. On the 11th of May, across all Africa Magic channels, we are watching the AMVCAs. 4 p.m. red carpet.
Voting is still
voting is still going on until the 28th of April.
Yes.
So please go check the list online. Vote for your favorites. Canvas for votes. Talk about it.
I've already checked. I've seen some of my faves, so don't worry. I won't influence you on this podcast, but you know.
Yes, and then make sure you do the normal things for I Said What I Said. But we will be watching.
We will. And please go and vote, so that when the vote comes out, you will not be one of those saying, how did they win? How did they do one thing? They say you should vote. You didn't vote. Every year, I'm just like, okay, but they say you should vote. You didn't vote for your fave. Now you are crying.
Yeah. Reminds me of Brexit.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, so many people. I was just like, okay, but why did you start with, I didn't vote, but this person should have voted. How would they win?
How would they win?
Yeah.
How would they win? And they're not at the person.
Yeah, I'm
say,
like, they know they didn't
I
win.
personally think you should. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I personally think you should have won. If it was up to me, you will win. No. Not that I voted, but honestly, in my heart, you won. Okay, sure.
That is the kind of response. The response you should give is KK.
Okay. Cool.
Exactly. So
Cool.
please vote for your faves and vote for the movies and series that you actually really liked.
Thank you, Dr. Busola, for coming.
Thank you so much. This
And as for the rest of you plebeians, we see you next week.
yeah. Peace, a better you, more life.
Fuck you, better life.